Long before Abraham became the father of faith, his story kicked off with a moment that changed everything. Picture this: Abraham living large in Ur, surrounded by family, friends, and everything familiar. Life is good. Suddenly, boom, God speaks out of nowhere. Leave your country, your people, your father's house, and go to the land I will show you. No map, no GPS, no clue where he's headed, just a promise. Would you have the guts to go? Most of us cling to comfort, right? But Abraham, he packs up his life. He gathers his family, his servants, his stuff, everything, and off he goes toward a land he's never seen. Every step, a leap into the unknown. But let's be real, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. The road was long, dusty, and full of uncertainty. Abraham faced hunger, fear, and moments of doubt. There were days he probably wondered, did I make a huge mistake? Yet, with every sunrise and every dusty mile, Abraham kept moving forward. This part of Abraham's story shouts, faith means saying yes before you have all the answers. It's about trusting the journey even when the path is foggy. Abraham's bold first steps set the stage for everything that followed. So, if you ever feel nervous about taking a risk or following a new direction, remember Abraham's leap of faith. Sometimes faith starts with a simple yes and the courage to walk into the unknown. Abraham's journey wasn't a straight line of perfect faith. It was full of twists, turns, and real human struggles. Sometimes Abraham doubted, sometimes he made mistakes, big ones, like the time he was afraid for his life in Egypt, so afraid he lied and called Sarah his sister. That wasn't his proudest moment, but it shows even the greatest can stumble. There were times he questioned God's promises. As the years passed with no child, doubt crept in. In his impatience, Abraham tried to take matters into his own hands. At Sarah's urging, he had a child with Hagar, their servant. That choice brought conflict and heartache into their family. Yet through every misstep, Abraham learned and grew. His story reminds us faith isn't about being perfect. It's about getting up again and again, even when we fall short. God never abandoned Abraham because of his struggles. Each mistake became a lesson, shaping him into the leader he was meant to be. So when you stumble, remember Abraham. Like him, you can rise, learn, and keep moving forward, trusting that grace meets you along the way. Abraham's story didn't end with his mistakes. In fact, that's where his faith truly began to shine. When Abraham felt lost and full of regret, he listened for God's voice again. And God answered. God reminded him of the promise, and Abraham chose to believe again, even after doubt and failure. He built altars, markers of hope, declaring, I'm not giving up. Through the long wait, Abraham learned that faith isn't about never falling, it's about getting up again and again. Abraham's journey is encouragement for us all. No matter how many times we stumble, we can choose to rise. Our past doesn't define us. Like Abraham, we can return to hope, trust again, and let our faith grow stronger in the places we once broke. So if you're struggling, remember, faith is a journey, not a destination. Your setbacks don't disqualify you. You are never too far gone for a new beginning. Just as Abraham's story was shaped by grace, so is yours. Keep going. Your next chapter could be the one where your faith shines brightest. As we've explained throughout this video, Abraham is a towering figure of faith, and that's entirely true. But remember, his journey was far from perfect. Let's dig into the messy human side of faith. Abraham is celebrated in faith communities all over the world as a shining example of trust in God. But if you read his story closely, you'll see someone who struggled just like the rest of us. Remember when God called Abraham to leave his home and go somewhere completely unknown? Abraham obeyed, but he also hesitated, questioned, and sometimes flat out panicked when things got tough. Take the time he lied about his wife Sarah, not once but twice, because he was scared. You can read it for yourself. In Genesis chapter 12, verses 12 through 14, Abraham says to Sarah, "Indeed I know that you are a woman of beautiful countenance. Therefore it will happen when the Egyptians see you that they will say, 'This is his wife,' and they will kill me, but they will let you live." Please say you are my sister, that it may be well with me, and that I may live because of you." Father Abraham didn't demonstrate lots of faith here, did he? It appears his faith was weakened because he feared for his life. And notice Sarah went along with the lie. Or when he tried to help God's promise by having a child with Hagar. These weren't moments of heroic faith. They were moments of real human fear. But here's the thing, God didn't give up on Abraham. His faith journey had ups and downs just like ours. What made Abraham remarkable wasn't perfect faith. It was that he kept coming back, trusting God again and again, even after messing up. So when you feel your faith slipping or you're facing doubts, remember Abraham. The father of faith wasn't perfect. He just kept going. And in the end, that's what faith is all about, trusting, stumbling, and walking forward one step at a time. When you feel your faith is not as strong as you want it to be, don't give up. Consider Abraham, who at times in his faith journey experienced periods when his faith wasn't as strong as he would have liked for it to be. But Abraham, after each ignominious failure, came back and trusted God, trust and faith that led him to a mountain, upon which he was willing to sacrifice Isaac, the child of promise. Okay, so I hope you can find encouragement from peeping into Abraham's faith, strength, and his struggles, and know that your faith journey will experience the same highs and lows as Abraham's, our father of faith. So now you can do me a huge favor. You know what it is. Smash that like button, slam that subscribe. We out.